Remember that TD Jakes, he filed a lawsuit against a gentleman by the name of Dwayne Youngblood, right? And this lawsuit came out about last year, pertaining accusations of what Dwayne had actually claimed had actually happened between them and stuff like that. Now, what you might not realize that lawsuit has been going through paperwork, and they've been sending paperwork to and fro for a while. And I think there is actually even a due date filing response. I don't know. I think this pertains towards Jakes. I think this pertains towards Jakes. There is a filing that is due on the 21st, so it's in a few days, as you can see down there, signed by Judge so and so, and this was written about January last month. And so this is actually the Jakes is supposed to respond to previous motions dismissal that he actually think. You'll remember last time I actually mentioned Jakes filing. I mentioned that he was choosing the route which looked like he only cared about how it gets publicized instead of actually being concerned about things. It's not like, oh yeah, I was defamed and that's what he cares about. No, it's more like, because it goes with the narrative of him supposedly fainting and claiming to faint when he was on the stage there. I did see a little bit of paperwork that actually came through, primarily this one here. And you can see as it kind of paints out here. Now, please do remember, I'm not a lawyer, just me, average guy, reading this and making my own conclusions. If you're a lawyer, you can advise down in the comment section. Now, you do see that it does say Thomas Dexter Jakes, plaintiff and defendant is thing. So it's Jakes who filed for this lawsuit, right? And so you will see here, this particular paperwork was actually a note that was actually that was kind of referencing what is known as the Pennsylvania Anti-SLAPP statute lawsuit, citing the First Amendment and all those kind of things. The SLAPP lawsuit is when a person is filing a lawsuit for the sole purpose of actually silencing the other person. And so within this paperwork, they were kind of like citing to that. The lawyer was actually citing to that. And you can see who was filing this. You can see it down at the bottom, right there, Tyrone A. Blackburn. That is the lawyer that is representing the guy, Dwayne Youngblood, the guy who TD Jakes is suing. After that paperwork, there was another paperwork that I kind of like saw, which brings very much which show you the weird world in which lawsuits can go once they get filed. And I thought this was quite the journey that this one had actually gone to see this kind of filing. Now, put it up here, you will see the filing. You can see the paperwork, case number 2, document number 35 to whatever, the whole 9 hodges. This was filed on the 23rd. This was from the 23rd and 2025, right? Now you will see that something that this paperwork starts doing is that it starts citing to Bishop Eddie Long. And I'm like, what? What's going on? And they say, for instance, Bishop, now this is not foreign, of course, because lawsuits sometimes can use other lawsuits for a reference point. Okay, so it's not far off for them to quote a certain different lawsuit. Bishop Eddie Long, a close compatriot of the plaintiff, was accused of what with the young man in deviant behavior and spiritual mentorship. Long denied the allegation, so they kind of like using that to say, okay, denial of this particular accusation doesn't state that he is innocent, because That one had to kind of settle out of court and stuff. So they're trying to use that point here. They're saying had relationship, and although Long denied the allegation, he settled multiple lawsuits filed by his accusers. Okay, they did have something on him. During the time these accusations came out, the plaintiff stated on CNN, so now they are using an interview that a Charlie used to say publicly. What did he claim? Let's go back there. He stated publicly on August 2013 that what Bishop Long was going through concerning the allegation was a tragedy. He then said he tried to console and comfort Bishop Long. Other prominent figures such as Kenneth Copeland and Rick Warren have also faced accusation of this particular misconduct and stuff, and highlighting systematic issues within the religious institution and so forth. And so they highlight that this was highlighted within certain exhibits within the paperwork, right? And so they are using here the case of how he cited himself innocent while as he was still settling out of court and all those kind of things. And then, strange thing also, they then go on to talk about what's been happening with the Catholic Church and everything else down there. You see this particular middle portion paragraph there. And then down at the bottom, the argument, the defendant's statement are protected for public expression. Defendant and statement statement about plaintiff, a self-proclaimed global prominent religious leader or a public figure, address matters of significant public interest, including systematic okay, those words that YouTube doesn't like, and institutional accountability and misuse of power and so forth. And so they were citing those particular two cases as thingy, and then they go on to kind of state, plaintiff, and then they state basically when they say plaintiff, what they're talking about. They say TD Jakes and the whole nine Khwaches. They state it so that we are clear. They are not talking about someone else. It's within the same filing that they say, we're talking about Jakes here, to be clear. And so they are using everything else that's been happening globally. What happened with Eddie Long, they're using what happened at the Catholic Church in their filing. Now, I did see now another fascinating aspect or development within this particular paperwork. Now, on the previous one, let me see if I can, if I peruse back. So you see here, this paperwork that I'm looking at here, it says page 11 up until page number 22, right? Now, if you skip over a couple of pages, actually page 20, if you go to page 20, let me see. Do I have it in frame properly? It's not framed properly. All right. So if you go to page number 20, as you can see there, it then highlights something very, request for leave to leave the file or cross complainant. So basically, because of this particular lawsuit, there was another complaint they wanted to file for, and they had to get a police report concerning that. Let's go into it straight. Okay, says defendants Dwayne Youngblood respectfully seeks to leave from the court to file a cross complaint against plaintiff TD Jakes and his son. There's a lot going on here. Okay, Jermaine Jakes, it states his name there, the son, for social media threats sent by Jermaine on the 3rd of November 2024. And then they say, see, taratata, Blackburn, taratata, exhibit so and so. So this particular point of the thingy, I haven't seen it, but they stated there that the son might have stated something or commented something, and he does come and kind of like give more context around it. The threat which stated you might be a dangerous territory, Dwayne, and so that's kind of like you might be in dangerous territory. Yeah, that's of cause of concern. Just be careful. Was sent from Texas and received by the defendant in Pennsylvania. Okay, this cross complaint would assert the strong and available cause for action under the law for both judicial and under they go on to thing. Okay, it's a lot to read. And so here, that is why that now there was also a filing that actually required for them to actually even bring up the subject matters of family threats and people being threatened and whatnot. They had to file a different complaint concerning that alongside. Now, it didn't just end there, by the way. Yes, it's not done. It is not done. There was also a filing that actually showed proof paperwork. You can see 2024 11 the 27th. There was a police report. Okay, you can see it right there. File Broadway states the location of this entire Hajez or whatever was happening here, and it was an issue of communication by harassment by communication, and so Youngblood had to file this complaint, and this paperwork was also then seen supporting this idea of what he was saying. But not only that, there was a little bit of a statement around the things that were being said, and the police, particularly from the police. You can see it states that the batch number of the police. He went to this place, and then the messages, the whole nine quarters. You get the idea. And so this is some of the people that you've seen going to and fro concerning these things. But I saved the last one for, I saved the wild one for the last. You remember the whole P. Diddy entire Hajez, right? Funny enough, this paperwork then even inserts that idea. It inserts the P. Diddy idea into the lawsuit. Okay, right here on the subject, proof of defamation, you can see this is page number 10. It says TD Jakes is defamation proof. Defamation proof, I guess. It says public disclosure about defendant. Public disclosure about defendant. Alleged misconduct is widespread and widely documented. Oh my goodness. They are going off of social media posts to claim this. Okay. On social media, an investigative report have brought to light I want to know what investigative work is that? Because these are posts that Jakes himself made and whatnot. But anyways, let's go back there. Have been brought to light about this particular word. You can't say that. Abuse and exploitation involving plaintiff with specific claims alleging plaintiffs participation in what parties and sex parties hosted by Sean Diddy Combs, named P. Diddy, in the lawsuit, as reported by multiple sources. Who? What are they talking about? And see, they then exhibit the particular thing, maybe wherever it was reported. And a long-time friend accused of assault and exhibit what Kenneth Copeland and Rick Warren particularly nation LGBT what text messages alleging sent by plaintiff to a male, and I think here they're talking about inappropriate content. So here I think they're talking about the messages that came out from Jordan, what's his name? Manasseh Jordan. Basically, they're talking about that one. So they're citing those ones as well. And messages that Jakes surfaced of him flirting with this man, and so they're alleging he's part of the flag there. Allegations by plaintiffs from it, Manasseh Jordan, they name him right there, and plaintiffs grooming and whatnot, and the whole 9 yards, alleged whatnot, and all those kind of things. And then they go on to kind of state that in the thingy, and so they are citing some of these ideas basically, and they are also citing the RICO sex trafficking thingy with Diddy. You can see down at the bottom, whoever walks with the wise becomes wise. Whoever, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. This paperwork is wild. The paperwork of Bishop Jakes' lawsuits and whatever is going on over there, because they keep filing this to and fro. And so it tends to be a lot if you're actually going to even cover most of it. Now, this kind of like brings me to the Lovie situation. You'll remember Lovie mentioned the thing that I wanted to kind of state concerning that is that it's what he didn't say. It's what he didn't say that kind of like catches your attention. There were certain voice notes that EJ had posted that showed further conversations with these spiritualists that they went to meet in Ghana. Now, he didn't answer to that. He claimed that was from his pure spirit, whatnot, the most purest man. But now we hear them talking about all these kind of very weird, just weird conversations. He doesn't answer to those things. He doesn't answer to things. The only thing that he speaks about is his son, his wife, and his brother. Okay, he speaks about those things. Now, there might be cause of concern there. There might be certain things that maybe EJ mentioned that are thingy, but the things that he spoke about are the things we probably were not directly affected by. Remember, if he's a pastor or a prophet or whatever it is, he's teaching the body. Those things might pertain towards his personal life, right? But then the things that we wanted clarity on thinking were the audios which he affirmed was a pure spirit. That was the audio that we had. But he didn't answer to that. But anyways, I'm going to go back to that because I think there's a lot of things that was said in the video that EJ made when he was showing those particular audios. And so this is where we are. If you haven't seen, just wanted to give a little bit of update. Bishop Jakes is on a run, man. This lawsuit is not looking like it's stopping. Like the paperwork is still going to and fro. And so I wanted to give a little bit of an update so that you don't wonder what has been happening all throughout. They've been filing to and fro. It's just that it's very difficult to follow through with everything. Like how many of these things can you do before it's like, okay, every single time you have to update. And so it's just best to kind of like compile what's been happening and then post it out as one episode. And so that's what's been happening concerning that. Maybe there will be an update after they do their next filing on the 21st. I'll tell you if there is. If there isn't, don't worry. I'll probably do another different update and stuff like that, and then we'll talk then. It's Ricky. Y'all tell me your thoughts down in the comment section, and I'll see you on a later on. For me, like I said, the entire reason of Jake's filing was PR, and it's backed by him claiming to faint there. Okay, and then he came back and he could barely take a step, and he was pushed out by a wheelchair. Yeah, maybe they it looked like PR. It looked like PR. You've worked in corporate. You know how PR stunts look like and what they sound like, and that looked like PR. So my concern, which is the very same thing I said last time, it looked like he cared about the PR more than what the truth concerning this matter was. Now, you'll remember he also did try to file some paperwork concerning YouTube so that they would take down the videos which were claiming the P. Diddy entire association whole thing, citing that these things were ruining his reputation and whatnot and all that kind of stuff. So Bishop Jakes has been very busy over the last couple of months. But y'all tell me your thoughts down in the comment section, and I'll see you on a later on. Salute.